Welcome back to the NRL Fantasy Flog. He's JL, I'm Rayner, and we're looking ahead to round 7. But before we do that, What happened in round 6?
Well, quite a lot happened. There were 8 games of football.
Yeah.
And a lot of action. We'll talk a little bit about that. I had a good week though. I think I sorted out our microphone issues.
Let's not carried away. We'll edit that out if it doesn't work.
Pulled out a whole heap of lint from the
jack.
The jack, so the socket. So yeah, good amount. Should work now. Clicked in well. So
That's going to be a gift.
I'm really excited about having some sound. Anyway, how'd you go on the weekend?
We're okay. I think just over 800. And I obviously won again because I've kept the victory beard.
So you're keeping that until you lose?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like next week?
Yeah, hopefully.
Next week.
Yeah, it was a close matchup, but got over the line in the end.
Yeah. Who'd you play?
Monaghan's Mod Dogs, maybe?
No. You played double deckers.
Oh, I did too. I don't even remember who I
It was
played.
only like 6 points in it.
Yeah, it was 6. Yeah.
Oh, it was 8, and then the updates, and then 6.
6.
Because I was talking to him the night of the updates, praying for
Tommy Turbo.
a Rayner loss. It didn't happen.
It's all right. It'll come.
Yeah. How
about you?
Yeah, I had a win too against Bensville. What did I get? 780?
Yeah, less than me again.
Yeah, and there were a couple of players let me down. JT, we'll talk about later. And I think Dempsey beat me in the
Dempsey Stingbats.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, well, his team's better.
Yeah, much better. So anyway, I think we're both still struggling in that. You lost.
Yeah, I lost to I don't know,
Someone.
McMurray maybe. Or...
Yeah, McMurray. So I think we keep our position at 8th and 9th. I think.
No,
so.
I'm down at 12.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Points difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we? Anything else before we get into apples and spuds?
No, there's not really much that we won't cover later. So.
All right. Well, let's talk about apples and spuds from last week. Golden apples, dirty spuds.
Golden apples and dirty spuds.
So the round 6 golden apples. The captain of the golden apples certainly made me look silly on his way to top scoring for the round and becoming captain of the golden apples after I said he's a definite sell. That's Jason Taumololo with 81. Well done, Jason. He did get good minutes for a change though, so he played 66 minutes.
He won't do it this week. You lock that in.
Lock that in.
He'll be back below 50.
50 minutes and 50
points.
50 points.
Oh.
And I think the more desperate Paul Green gets, I think he's going to have to realise that he needs to get Taumololo on the field like for more.
Yeah.
But
he got a lot of tackle bust and stuff too, I think.
Yeah, so his tackle bust came back. He got a bit more of an impact, but against the Dogs, it probably doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
So he also got 39 tackles, along with the 8 tackle busts, a couple offloads, and 188 metres. So he had a very good game. Player number 2, yet another player I was a bit sceptical on last week, and I think the quote was a no-go.
Yeah,
but he proved me wrong on his way to 79. With yet another try on a losing side to the Rabbits. Rein Matterson.
Yeah.
He actually made a mountain of tackles as well, 48 tackles.
That's because the Roosters are playing shit at the moment. If Roosters play good, he won't score good. It's a problem.
Yeah, but he scored a try. So
yeah, but have you seen the tries he scored? They're all just picking up the ball after it gets bounced off Blake Ferguson onto the ground. They're not like well-worked tries. They're lucky tries.
Okay. We'll talk a bit more about Ryan Matterson.
Not a keeper, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm not so sure, but anyway.
I'm just going to neg everyone.
We're going to talk about him a little bit later. I'm a little bit more optimistic now. Third on the list, and the third player I was wrong about. I had a bad run last week.
No, it's just because we
were very surprised to see him in the Golden Apples at all, let alone twice. And that is Luke Brooks from the Tigers. So well done. Backed up his good performance last week. The 74 against the Eagles. The Eagles.
Yep.
A couple of try assists, a couple of line breaks and line break assists, tackle bus, run meters, kick meters, forced dropouts. It was just real performance.
Dominated against Manly. Manly were hopeless.
Fourth on the list, and the new number one player in fantasy. I seem to be saying that every week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Is Damien Cook. Yay. With his dominant performance against the Roosters. He just carved them up through the middle.
I had one of those options where I was going to captain him, and the last minute I decided not to. And that nearly cost me the matchup, so I think he'll be my captain this week. Yeah,
he was really good, just right up the middle. Made a heap of tackles as well.
Line breaks galore.
So on his way to 73. Number 5, another Souths player. Had his best game since I can remember, and that was John Sutton. The try, 7 tackle bus, 175 run meters on his way to 72.
But he's still no good.
Yeah, wow. That was the Souths had a really good game.
Yep.
What are we up to? 6th?
Yep.
6th. Just when you think this player's done making his money and he's nearly a trade.
No one thought that. If they did that wrong.
And that is RFM, who pumped out 71. So against a terrible Cowboys team. So you got a try, 8 tackle bus, line break, a couple offloads, and 130 metres for RFM. Number 7, Brooks' partner in crime in dismantling the Eagles was Benji, of course, 71.
Yeah, two tries.
Yeah, 2 tries. Those halves carved up. A couple of line breaks, 5 tackle bus, 130 metres, 220 kick metres for Benji. Number 8, Corey Oates with 70, benefited from the Broncos playing well for a change.
Yeah.
And, he
had like 30 points after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
From one run.
Yep. Got a try against the Warriors. Both wingers did well in that game.
Yeah.
A couple of line breaks, 10 tackle bus, 168 metres. 9th on the list, James Maloney.
Nice.
Yeah, putting his second really good score together in 3 weeks, so in a nice short time frame, which is good for money making.
Yeah.
But we'll say it again, it's probably one of the quotes of the year. He won't play the Titans every week. He got 67, so a couple of line breaks, try assist, tackle bus, field goal, put a field goal in there. 67 points. He got 24 demerit points too.
Yeah. If he could clean even half his missed tackles, he'd be awesome.
Yeah, so it wasn't just missed tackles, it was errors and penalties as well. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's fairly normal.
Yeah.
But making a ton of cash, that's the main thing. So. And last in the Golden Apples, a player who would have featured quite heavily last year if we'd done the Golden Apples last year, and that is Angus Crichton, another Rabbitohs player. 3rd one on the list, 66 points, try, 40 tackles, 4 tackle bus.
Took up a lot of the slack without Burgess being there, I think.
Yeah. And it was his first try of the year too. He scored a try last year, so maybe it's a sign of things to come for him.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's the Golden Apples.
Cool.
Dirty Spuds. Captain of the Dirty Spuds this week. The dirtiest of all the Spuds was Sean Kenny-Dow.
Really? Oh, yeah.
In a Knights team that got dusted up by the Melbourne Storm. He got 7 points. Basically just no involvement at all. He's in 3.94% teams, and he was averaging 25 for this game, so there's a real stinker from him. Didn't get too many dismerit.
No, he's a winger, so just staying out there doing nothing for a while.
Yeah. 7 points for him. Second on the list, he didn't get through a whole lot of game time, but definitely deserve a mention anyway. And it was one of the entire Sharks pack that go down injured, and that was Paul Gallen with 8 points. After putting up his first decent score last week of 62, proving me wrong after I said he's bottomed out.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter.
Apparently not yet. He hasn't bottomed out yet.
He's never going to be good enough to be in your team.
Not this year.
This year.
Okay, so yeah, Paul Gallen number 2. Number 3, in another disastrous performance for the Parramatta. One dirty spud stood above all others, and that was Bevan French.
Yeah.
9 points. Obviously just upset about moving back to the wing.
Yeah, well, he just didn't get involved.
Yeah.
I know the commentators were giving him a bit of stick for not even having a hit up until like the 75th minute.
Yeah.
Which is not what you need when your team's struggling.
No, definitely not. So, Bevan French comes in 3rd. Number 4th was, there's a couple of Manly spuds now. He got belted last week, and that is Brian Kelly, 10 points. He actually got a try assist and a couple of tackle busts, but 8 missed tackles cost him. And number 5, Akila Iwate.
Yeah, horrible game.
He was just, it was a night to forget for him, an afternoon to forget. Just
dropping the ball.
A lot of errors, a lot of crucial ones too. He ran for 100 metres, but yeah, just the errors and missed tackles. He got 11. Number 6, just after last week, we said he was going all right in his probably better position. Matt Moylan bounced back with a 13, but the Sharks were crap.
He got rewarded with a position change as well.
Yeah, he's
back into halves this week.
Another reshuffle in the Sharks' spine, so he got 13. A couple of errors, a couple of penalties. Number 7, it's a bit of a surprise. Daniel Saiafiti from Newcastle just didn't. He played 45 minutes, I think. Just didn't get any run meters or anything, so he got 13, and now he's been dropped, I think.
Yeah.
Number 8, a couple of South guys who apparently didn't get involved in their win. He gave the Roosters. Alex Johnson, 14, and Richie Kenner, 14. That one particularly hurt. A lot of coaches who were eagerly awaiting his return from injury to get some decent price rises. He may not get any more price rises now.
Oh, he'll be right. He'll get a few more tries.
So he basically relies on tries.
People were saying about Jermaine Asako last week. I need to get rid of him, and he scored some tries finally. And suddenly he's going to be there for a few more weeks. So I think the same with Richie Kenner.
I know there are a lot of people with Richie Kenner and Asako in their team and needed to play one, and I think most of them picked the wrong one. Not everyone though.
So, I didn't play Asako either.
I played Asako. Anyway, he got 14. And rounding out the top 10 dirty spuds of the week, yet another Manly backliner, Dylan Walker, 15 points. Yeah, Manly were crap.
Yeah, it's hard to score points when your team's playing hopeless.
They defended for so long too. So anyway, that's apples and dirty spuds for the week.
Yeah, I don't think I had any to add to that.
I didn't bother with notables.
Just had my own players who were just rubbish.
Notables, Jonathan Thurston for mine.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about him a little bit later. And obviously the Sharks forwards.
Yep, man. Yeah. Injuries.
Yeah. Cool.
Moving on, I think.
Yeah, should we get into ins and outs?
Yeah, we should.
And?
Ins and outs and stuff.
Ins and outs and stuff.
All right, first game of the round. Thursday evening, the Bulldogs from Canterbury Bankstown versus the Sydney City Roosters?
The Sydney Roosters.
Sydney Roosters, not Sydney anymore.
They got rid of that 8 yeah.
Cool.
Bulldogs are unchanged. A decent win against the Cowboys.
Came off a good win against the Cowboys.
Not too much to say about, really.
It was an okay win. RFM stand out. Seems like he's got a bit more money to make. Adam Elliott did okay.
Yeah.
Got a try. Kick off some price rises. Break even's 8. I don't know if he's a buy though.
His minutes are estimate, really.
Yeah.
No one knows.
And I think Moses Mbai is not a bad option. Fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Around that 45. 658k. I don't know if he's a buy.
No, well, his one score below 40 was when he was injured. So
yeah,
but he's fairly consistent too.
Yep. But I think watching the game the other day, I felt like he was taking points away from JMK, and because Mbai was doing all the kicking
on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a bit frustrating to watch. JMK's break even 6, so he's still making some money, slowish, but
yeah, you're not going to get much more out of him.
I just need to give him the ball.
Slow enough.
When they're attacking 20. That's all I got for the Dogs.
Yeah, not much. Cool. Roosters, New Asala's in.
Frankie Paul.
So Reece Robinson has been dropped, and they've shifted some guys around with Manu out to the wing, Orbison to centre. And Tedavano starts with Hargreaves going to the bench.
ZT, Tedavano. Okay, let's talk.
A few things.
Let's talk Ryan Matterson.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on Ryan Matterson?
He's outperforming his price. He's outperforming expectations, and he's not going to keep it up.
Wow. That's Rainer's.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
You heard it here first.
We're coming off 2 70s.
Yeah, back-to-back 70s.
So he's due for a few back-to-back 40s. Or high 30s.
So he's scored some tries. In the games with no tries, he's averaged, he's sort of ranged between 35 and 43. 2 of those games, however, were 60-minute games, not 80 minutes. He's the second best ranked second row forward.
Yeah, but it's based off 6 weeks of play.
And he's the 4th best half, average 55. Break even 20, 741k.
He scored 3 tries in the last 2 weeks.
I said last week.
He scored a lot of tries.
I said last week that he's a no-go. Embarrassingly, I've changed my mind.
I don't think he's a no-go, but I don't think you'll get... You're paying for him now, expecting him to be a gun sort of keeper the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I still don't see it. And I'm a Roosters fan. Like, I think he's benefiting the most from the rest of the team playing poor, especially the forwards. I think he's been a standout player in the team, no doubt. But if the team improves, I think it'll hurt his ability to put up a big score.
Well, I'm seriously considering bringing him in this week. Not in the second row, but in the halves.
Yeah, he's a handy half option, I suppose.
I
won't be looking at him at all.
Okay.
Even if he puts in 3 more 90s. And
you won't. Well, you'll be.
I refuse to.
It'll be $1 million by then.
Yeah.
Which is why you got to get him now. No, I'm not getting him. I won't be looking. He's not a money maker. It will make a bit of money, but
yeah.
I think you.
Well, if you're bringing him in, you're paying a lot of money, so you're bringing him in for scores.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know you'll get him.
155. He has made 40 plus tackles in the last 2 games, so that's some like base stats to consider as well. So
yeah.
Anyway, Latrell Mitchell, he is averaging 41 and the second best centre, 41.5, averaging 41.5. So it's quite expensive though, but I think we were talking about just don't bring centres.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend big money on centres at this time of year.
No. If you haven't got them already.
You want to fill up the centres, probably last.
Yeah, because like guys like Asako last week did quite well. And
you can get guys who will make more points for less money in other positions, so worry about that.
Look to maybe bulk up your bench before you do centres.
Yeah, as long as you got 2 guys who you can put in the centre, then you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. Jake Friend did he get booed by his own supporters?
I don't know if he got booed. But he
don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Wasn't playing good.
Yeah.
Victor Radley's been alright, coming off the bench, replacing him. But yeah, his performances just haven't been great, and because of that, his minutes are now suffering because he's spending more time on the bench.
There was rumours earlier in the season that with the salary cap, the salary cap for the Roosters, he may need to make way. He was a player pointed out.
No.
So I'm just wondering if Robbo's just slyly forcing him out.
He's a captain of the club. I don't think they're forcing him out. I think they're struggling to find a combination between him and Cronk.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of the problem. And I think just he still hasn't settled into what his role is, which is basically just pass the ball to Cronk or make tackles.
Yeah.
He's still trying to kick it a bit. His kicks have been rubbish. And, so...
You got him... Well, he should have been sold by now. But
don't bring him in. Sell him if you got him.
By Ryan Matterson.
Anyway,
that's all I got for those.
Yeah, so I'll probably be tipping the Roosters, even though...
Yeah, go Roosters.
Performances haven't been great.
Alrighty. Next game, the Friday night game over at Mount Start, the Warriors and the Dragons.
Yeah, Warriors have got Vetty in, Pulu's out injured, so Mannering will shift to starting lineup. Bunty of forwards starting at prop with Asani back to the bench. And Qatar's reportedly got an ankle injury, but he's been named, so he probably will be a late out, and Gelling will probably play centre, which no one's excited about. He doesn't look that great.
Yeah, they got
the few minutes he's had.
nickel clock stats on the extended bench, so
yeah, he could come in as well. So
SJ and Tohu Harris. SJ is ranked second in the halves. Tohu Harris third in the second rows. They're both going really good in keepers.
Yep.
Mannering looks like he'll be playing 80 minutes this week.
Yeah.
You got 41 and 61 minutes last week. Still over 800. And
he needs 80 minutes, and he needs a few good games in a row before anyone even looks at him.
Yeah. So Isaac Luke came back down with 36 points in 80 minutes. A lot of that game wasn't played up the middle, so he didn't get all his tackles. He had 5 missed tackles as well.
Yeah.
And Hiku's going okay. I think was he on? I'm sure he was on negative at half time.
Yeah, he was low.
He missed a heap of tackles right at the start.
Yeah.
So it feels like he got most of these 28 points in the second half. So
all Corey Oates tackle busts were Hiku missed tackles.
So nothing to worry about there. That's all we've got for the Warriors.
Yeah, nothing exciting at Warriors. Jazz Tavunga's the one that people are looking at, but with Mannering getting more minutes and the way their forwards are shifting around, it's hard to know how many minutes he'll get. So
yeah,
other guys are probably better.
He's going okay though.
He's going okay.
Dragons
are unchanged yet again, going well but not scoring well for fantasy wise.
They got a lot of tries last week, but their top score was only like just over 50 again, so no one really benefited there. There weren't any massive scores.
That was with a try too, I think, DeBellin.
Yeah. I think Vaughan got upgraded, but he got a try as well.
He got a try as well, yeah.
So probably no one. I don't think anyone's a buy there. No one's. If you got anyone, no one's a sell either.
Yeah.
I think so just hold, but be wary. I think. Maybe Aiken.
Aiken scored a lot of tries in centre, so his scores have been pretty consistently well. But
he's got a try in 5 out of his 6 games.
Yeah, I don't know that you do that every week.
He's the number 1 ranked centre, but like we said before,
Dragons have had a soft draw. Yeah, once they play someone good.
That's what you said before. Like we said before, that
on Anzac Day, then they'll be tested.
Don't get centres. Don't worry about them.
No, not now.
Who are you going to this?
Warriors.
You're going Warriors, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Dragons. I
Yeah.
disagree with you there. Go the Dragons. I think they've got quality everywhere and toughness everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not even nothing to add to that.
No
If you say so.
Okay. It's like you've just dismissed it.
They've been playing against no one good, so it's hard to know.
While they're not both undefeated, still top of the table, that should be a good one.
Yep.
All right, Friday night up at Suncorp, Broncos Storm.
Yeah, Broncos. Nicarima comes in onto the bench, so Tagateezy's out, and Pangai Jr. moves to front row with Friday dropping back to the bench. I think the big concern there is Nicarima. People are worried about whether he takes minutes off McCulloch.
Yep. I think it might revert to like the good old days where Nicarima come on, or McCulloch might get spelled for a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
But I think he might drop back to lock as well.
There's also the possibility that Nicarima just sits on the bench for 80 minutes.
He's actually been like quite useful when he does come on at dummy half. He's really zippy. That's how I describe Nicarima.
Zippy. Yeah. Jack Bird looked all right on the weekend. And he brought in the right side into the attack a lot more. So we saw Osako, Roberts, and Jaden Sewer put up big numbers out on the right edge.
Yep.
So I think that's down to like the combination of Bird just moving the ball out there a bit better.
Just open up their attack more than Nicarima did, who used to sort of either run it straight
through the ruck, or
come back in the middle. So I think that's promising sides for the Broncos and for Jack Bird, who's dual position.
Yeah, promising signs for Osako and Roberts too.
Well, that's
people who
good,
own them will probably be happy.
Yep.
with their last performance.
So before we, Jack Bird's 427k and pretty well priced as a centre. Like, I mean, we've said don't bring in centres. But
I don't know that he's going to consistently score okay.
Yeah,
and
that's the concern.
I mean, with Nicarima too on the bench, it's like who
back.
knows what Wayne Bennett's trying to do there.
So Bird's break even's 24. I think I'd want to wait for another week or so. See how
see what's
the spot.
See if the Broncos are consistent or not.
Yep. You mentioned Azarko. He got his first try for the season, got a double actually. So he's going to make some more money.
Nice.
It's good. Jaden Sewer. There's a lot of talk about Jaden Sewer.
Yeah.
What do we do with Jaden Sewer? Do we bring him in?
I think I will be. I think if you've got a spot that's close to being at the peak of their value, you want to cash out, I think he's a good trade to bring in.
Right.
It looks like he'll make some money. He should get 60 minutes.
He'll make money.
He won't start. He might start at some point in the next few weeks. But at the moment, he's off the bench. I think that's just Wayne Bennett doesn't want to put him out there for the first 20, and then once the sting's taken out of the game and the forwards, then he likes to stick him on.
You're saying that.
But he played fairly well out there, or scored a try and looked handy.
Yeah. You were saying Bennett doesn't like to start new blokes.
Yeah, he seems to like to have guys sit on the bench for 20.
Corbin Sims was rubbish in the second row, so that's promising.
Well, that's the thing. Sewer looks better in that position,
Yeah.
and the team played better with him in that position. So I think he'll get more minutes than.
The other concern is
not.
that he scored, was it 19 in 71 minutes the week before?
Yeah, on the left side.
On the left side, so
He's probably a righty.
provided they keep the same structure and they can play the ball a bit more right with Jack Bird there, it should go okay. And provided he gets minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, I think even if he doesn't quite get the minutes, he'll get enough to still make some cash.
Well, his break even's -8, so that...
If you can fit him onto your team as an interchange, it's probably good.
Yep.
So you're not relying on the scores, but he should still make cash. So
he's a buy. Get him.
He's a buy for mine, yeah. Yep. Not an urgent buy. I mean, obviously there's plenty of other options around, but...
You probably want to get him this week with the break even -8.
Yeah, exactly.
Lodge, rib injury. His break even's 32 now, so he's getting close.
Just hold him, yeah.
Hold.
He's pretty consistent with his scores in the 30s.
Yep.
So yeah, he won't lose money, and as long as they needle him up and let him play, he'll be all right.
Pangai Jr. on the other hand, now his break even's 42. He only played 32 minutes again. It's time to move on.
I would say no. I would say if you have him, you bought him for busting tackles and because he scored that try at that one time where I said don't bring him in because he just scored a try. But he's a tackle busting forward. He just needs to, like he's starting this week, he just needs to get the minutes and the tackle busts, and he can bounce back much like Vitala Marin did last week with a big score. So I'd hold him as well. Yeah. It's only if you're going to upgrade to a genuine keeper.
Yeah.
I don't think a sideways trade to another forward is...
No.
Yeah. So if you got Pangai Jr., be annoyed that he's not scoring enough, but I probably wouldn't trade him either.
Okay. And lastly, McCulloch, he got his lowest score of the year.
Sell.
But like we said, the ball actually got played quite.
Yeah, he didn't have to do a lot.
Game, so there wasn't many tackles. Nothing to be too worried about.
Yeah, it wasn't too.
Unless Broncos start playing really well, and he doesn't have to be involved as heavily. So, and he didn't get as many kick meters. Jack Bird's got some kick meters there.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, I don't think it affects him too much. He'll bounce back.
Yep. That's it for the Bronx.
Yeah, Storm, Chambers comes back in, so Tono Mapia drops out. Everyone else is pretty much the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
A couple of talking points. Obviously, Cam Smith is just doing what he does.
Yeah.
64.
Play good.
Goal kicking back.
Goal kicking.
No problems there. Kick meters.
Yep.
All seems good for Cam Smith.
Seems fit. I don't know what people were worried about.
Yeah. Riley Jacks. He went all right.
Yeah.
42 in 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And what happened what we said would happen last week happened. that Storm would win, and everyone would be like, "Oh, everything's
on the Jacks train."
So, not on the Jacks train, but everyone would be everything's sweet in the halves. So
it's all fixed.
It's all fixed.
Melbourne's fixed.
Don't know if it's fixed, but he'd probably hold his spot for a little bit.
Yeah. So Croft is a reserve grader.
So he's fairly cheap, mid 400s. I think I didn't write it down, but I don't think he's a buy. No, not yet.
Well, he's not. He still hasn't busted out a massive score. So
yeah, don't get too excited.
Yeah.
The Storm fans.
He's had one decent game. Like I think I said before. I think the Storm still see Brodie Croft as the future in their halves.
Yeah.
So they'll try and get him back in at some point. I think he's just in reserve grade to get his confidence back up. And so I think Jacks will have the spot until around the buys and Origin and all that.
Yeah.
And then, but I still wouldn't bring him in. I don't think he's got the scores or the cash in him to make it worth a trade.
Yeah, Croft will be back sooner than we think. But not for Jacks.
I don't think he's done for good, but yeah.
I've just got this feeling that Billy Slater's going to get a big injury. Munster will drop back to fullback, and there you go, Jacks and Croft in the halves. Keep an eye on that. That could happen the next week or two.
Slater will be fine.
Nas, 25 in 45 minutes.
Yeah, sell him. He's not. He should be doing more. Like he's a big guy, can bust tackles, but he just isn't.
No.
And
he needs to do what Fafita does, we were saying, a bit more and run a bit more sideways.
Sideways and fend people a bit more instead of
tackle bust up.
Yeah.
But
he's a big guy, but I think people are still getting the numbers into the tackle, so he's not really getting the scores.
He's a sell, I think.
Yeah.
Starting to lose money now. 20% ownership, get rid of him. And Munster had a quieter game. He had a quieter game than Jacks. But he's a hold.
Yeah, of course. He's a solid player.
Going this Storm?
Yeah, I think the Storm again. I'm still not sold on the Broncos yet.
No.
I don't think they're great.
So. Promising though. I think it'll be a better game. I'm calling this the match of the round.
I don't think it will be. Penalties, mate. Your penalties.
Penalties, Broncos. All right. Saturday early game. Rabbits and the Raiders.
Yep.
Central Coast Stadium.
Yeah.
At home.
So Sam Burgess is in with Turner out and Clark dropping back to the bench. Triple Burgess action on the field.
I saw some training photos the other day, and there was a photo of Cam Murray. There hasn't been a whole lot of information coming out about Cam Murray. So
they said he'd be a late decision on him, depending on when they train last.
Yeah, so
he'll do a fitness test. So he's a 50-50.
50-50. I don't see him playing. Why would you?
Obviously, if you got him, hold him. If you don't have him, don't even think about it. His hamstring thing. He may not. See, if he comes in, he may come in for Clark and start on the bench anyway.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't rush to grab him until you see him back in it. I'd give him a game.
Well, the Rabbitohs, I think that was their best performance so far. Yeah. They don't actually need him to be honest. He's a good player, obviously. But
they're up against a Roosters team that was poor in the middle of the field, so they made a lot of meters right up the guts.
Yeah, Cook was standing out there. Yeah. Even the Burgess twins, Tom Burgess in particular, was
I think it just made people look good because of the poor tackling in the middle of the field.
7 tackle busts, 62 points for Tommy.
Don't bring him in either.
No. A-Ray. Aaron Reynolds, 46 points. He got like nearly half a kilometre in kick metres.
Yep.
And 5 goals. So he looks to be going okay. Nichols got some more handy price rises.
But his minutes will suffer now with Burgess being back.
Yep. He's still got a low break, even a 4. So it's a hold at the moment.
Yeah, another week or two with him.
Gagai, he's averaging 36. He hasn't scored a try. So
they're not getting him involved really enough.
He doesn't need to do as much as he used to do.
Doing more than running up the middle.
So he's a hold anyway if you got him, but not a buy.
Yeah.
And Crichton, he bumped his average up to 54.
Yep. Finally got a try.
He's been fairly consistent this year, but you're paying like a premium price, 8.28. So he's ranked 5th in the second row forwards. But, a fairly solid option if you want to pay that much. Anything else there?
Nah, not really.
Way on the bench, he didn't.
Richie Kennar was disappointing.
Yeah, actually, sorry.
I think he covered that in the spuds though.
Yeah, I He's break even 21, I think we said. So
yeah, just hold on.
Just hold at the moment.
Yeah.
Dwayne didn't end up playing last week. So.
If you got Delay still, you probably shouldn't have him.
Get rid of him. Cool, that's it for the Rabbits.
Cool. Tigers. I'm sorry, Raiders. Raiders are unchanged. Jumping ahead. Yeah. Nothing too much exciting about them either.
Havili, second top scorer last week with 48, 71 minutes. Going really good.
Making one of the best.
Yeah, it's really promising for him. I didn't think he'd play that many minutes with Hingano on the bench, but he's actually looking quite like a good player. So, and the top scorer for the Raiders last week was Josh Papaya Lee with 51 in 39 minutes. Well done.
I didn't know that's going to happen again.
Leilua, he's putting some cash on at the moment. Put some couple of good scores together. Got a 44 with no tries, but
his good scores are on the back of Canberra wins though. So
yeah,
I don't know that they'll keep winning.
Which is what needs to happen for their outside backs.
Yeah.
And same with Kotrick. He's back-to-back 40s, but neither are a buy. That's it. I've got for the Raiders.
Yeah, no, I'm nothing exciting there.
Nah.
I think I'll tip the Souths to smash them.
Yep.
The Souths. The Rabbits.
Souths. Rabbits. Yeah, I agree. Cool. Move on to the Tigers and the Knights. I know you were keen to talk about the Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers are Elijah Taylor's in. Godinez back in on the bench. Lawrence is out. Reynolds has got a shoulder injury. And Eisenhuth starts front row with LIA moving to the edge.
Yeah, it should be a good game over at Scully Park, just down the road from Mulder Oval.
It's not even. Scully Park in Tamworth, if anyone cares. So another regional game.
So, yeah, Brooks and Benji show last week. Brooks is actually fifth best half at the moment. Fifth best half who's playing if you don't take Cleary into consideration. And in the last 3 weeks, he'd be the number one half. So,
it doesn't matter.
Averaging 49, 671k. I don't know. He could keep it up.
I don't think he'll keep it up. Not every week.
Not that score every week.
I think the Tigers are more of a defensive unit than an attacking unit.
Yeah.
They'll get most of their points from defence.
Yeah, we certainly didn't expect that last week against me.
So they'll have the odd game where the halves dominate and they put on big scores, but I wouldn't see it every week.
No, he's not a buy.
And all the talk of Luke Brooks being in Origin contention, I think that's a bit over the top.
Shit, I haven't heard that.
You haven't watched Fox Sports at all this week, then?
Yeah, for good reason. Robbie Rabbitohs is nearing a sell.
Yeah.
After a pretty ordinary effort. Didn't really have to do much defence.
Just missed some tackles.
And yeah, got some missed tackles. He's made his money now, over 200k. His break-even's 31, so he's not urgent. Just I'm holding him, I think, for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think Nate takes one more good score.
I think with Elijah Taylor back in,
yeah, he might.
He won't shift to the middle as much. And,
yeah. Keep an eye
but
on
who
that.
knows? Forwards rotations is always a guessing game anyway.
And I wrote down Alloy.
LIA.
He's a much better second rower than Robbie Rabbitohs, and should do well. But I think Chris Lyme's only out for a week, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not out for long. LIA's biggest scores have come when he's covered in the middle, though.
Yeah. Okay.
So
That's all I got for them.
Yeah. So the Knights, they've got Cogger in for Brock Lamb, and Barnett's back with Saifidi dropping out of the team.
Lachlan Fitzgibbons got another try, like Matterson. 54 points. I think he was on 54 points at half time because he busted it all out the first half and then he got sim-binned.
Yeah.
So he's a bit inconsistent and he's the no-go, not Ryan Matterson.
No, Fitzgibbon, I mean, what he's putting down, that's his
okay.
peak. He's not going to do better than that. And you're really buying him, hoping he keeps scoring tries.
Aiden Guerra, on the other hand, is got another 50 on the weekend and has been very consistent. 52 points average. Base stats. So, I don't know. He's mid-700s. If you want someone to punch out 50 every week, he seems to be the bloke. But just 50, no more, no less.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on him. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, you don't really think about him, eh?
I think that's the problem.
doing
I
his
think
job.
in the second row, you want guys who can go large.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, he's fairly consistent, but I don't really see him putting on huge scores.
No, even with the tries, I think he has got 2 tries. Even those games were 50s.
Yeah.
Jack Cogger.
Yeah, I think he's in to replace Lamb because of Lamb's defence. I think teams have really targeted him and figured him out.
Yeah.
And I think they're just trying something different there. So I don't know that he'll be there for long.
Yeah, people might get excited because he's nearly base price and break even 17. But I probably want to wait and see what happens there.
Because you've got to worry about, obviously, Lamb if he gets brought back in. Because they might just be giving him some confidence down in reserves. And then Connor Watson's back at training now too. So he's still a few weeks out, but...
Yeah, it wouldn't be the long term.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at Cogger at all.
And Griffin, before we move on.
Yeah, Griffin looks to be he's maxed out his price. He's not really going to kick off any more big price rises because he gets all his points from tackling and defence. So he shouldn't lose money. He should be fairly consistent around that 30-point mark. But if you've got him, it's probably time to move him on, upgrading someone else.
Yeah, break even 42, so he probably won't lose a whole lot. He probably won't make a whole lot. So
yeah, especially with Danny Levi getting more minutes now too.
Yeah, he did last week.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
Going the Tigers in this game? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tigers.
I think I've
back
only
of their defence and their forward back.
I picked the Tigers twice this year, so you can watch them lose now. Good.
Yeah, good one.
Okay, Saturday night up at 1300 Smiles, Cowboys and Titans.
Yeah, Cowboys unchanged after a dismal effort against the Bulldogs. Not much to say here. The halves are out of form. Morgan's been pretty average. You want to say something about JT?
Oh,
Being how's your team and all?
urgent sell. Now, last week I said I wasn't going to sell him, but I had more pressing issues. Now I don't. He's gone this week for mine. Just, I don't know. It's not that he's not trying hard enough, or just doesn't seem to have.
Just not playing good.
This is not a good player.
He's just not playing good. He's just out of form, I think, and he looks busted. Like,
Yeah.
I think they are like targeting him a fair bit.
Yeah, but last week I
Putting some
did
big hits
say
on him, but
he would be the one that could bounce back better than Taumololo. Just got showed up there.
no.
So is Taumololo back?
I wouldn't say that he's back yet. He's showing signs.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have him, you're going to hold him because he'll still be a genuine keeper option, I think.
Yeah, he's got the potential, certainly.
Yeah, but he's not quite putting up the big scores everyone wanted until this week. And
Yeah, we got the tackle busts. You got the minutes.
so there's I wouldn't rush to bring him in.
Nah.
His price is low.
781 with a
But,
break even 42.
I don't know. I'm still the way the Cowboys are playing. It probably affects that idea.
Yeah, I think Paul Green just needs to realise keep him on the field for 80 minutes,
Yeah.
or as long as possible anyway.
There's no reason why he shouldn't score well though. So
And he got a lot of hit ups, like
Yeah.
more so than some of the other forwards have been getting. They were just giving the ball.
yep.
So, but you want him to string a few of those together, I think, and make sure the Cowboys.
Problem is they lost.
Yeah.
So they need to change their strategies going forward. The team, whether or not that changes how he's playing, who knows?
Yeah.
But in a losing team, he'll certainly do well because he has to do all the work. So who knows?
Yep.
Stick with him.
Another player that proved me wrong last week was Ben Hampton, who did just fine in the centres. He got 50 odd.
And no one cares.
Made a heap more money. Break even -1. Good recent form, but I'm still saying don't buy him.
Nah, not he's a centre, and
Yeah.
who knows how long he'll be there really.
Cohen Hess, on the other hand, probably one of the only players that have been going pretty good. He didn't grab a try. He hasn't got one in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Still averaging 52, 765k, but has a really, really high ceiling when he does score tries. So not a bad option there.
I would look elsewhere for that price, but yeah, he's going okay. That's I got nothing else for the Cowboys.
Well, Titans.
Titans got plenty of changes. Ryan James is back in. Roberts Davis is in on the wing. Hipgrave comes in on the bench. Pete's out injured 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Copley's out for I think 3 to 4 weeks, and Simpkins drops off the bench as well. Plenty of changes around there.
So for me, watching the game last week, Jai Arrow's back spasms had me bloody trying to ignore the tightness in my chest and the tingling down my arms because I just brought him in, obviously.
He played fine, mate. He played fine.
But yeah, apparently he's trained all right this week and he should be good to go. So, and still made a ton of cash.
Yeah, well, he only played 54 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, back problems. Who knows? But
still I think he's the number 1 ranked front row forward.
Yeah.
So, yep, very good.
Just stick with him. He'd be fine.
Cartwright, on the other hand, urgent
sell.
Get rid of him. 18 points in 37 minutes. He's in 28% of teams. Get rid of him. Now,
Mitch Rein.
Let's talk about Mitch Rein. Everyone's talking about Mitch
Rein.
Yeah,
Mitch Rein looks like he could be an 80-minute hooker for the next few weeks.
Yep.
4 weeks is what they're looking at.
4 to 6, yeah.
A rib injury for Pete's, which they said is more a pain threshold thing. So when he comes back, so I don't see him being out for too long. And if he still wants to push his Origin claims, he's the incumbent Origin hooker.
Yeah. Needs to get back.
He needs to get back quicker. So I think he'll be trying to rush back. But having said that, Mitch Rein should get 3 to 4 weeks of decent scores, 45-ish points.
Which is roughly, I think, what he's been averaging, or has averaged in the past, is 80-minute hooker. And so far he's averaging 22 points in 30 minutes, so that's not out of reach, that 45 to 50 mark, if he plays 80.
If he plays 80. That's the danger with... they could use Cartwright off the bench as a utility sort of hooker.
You don't want
to do
that.
Or they could bring Simpkins back onto the bench.
That's the talk today,
yeah. Yeah, use him as a bench utility as well if Mitch Rein can't do 80. But I think he probably will play 80 or most of the minutes. He'll get a high chunk of minutes.
So his break even is
24.
His price at $3.58, which is pretty appetising. And I think, if he does get that 45-point average in over 4 weeks, you could make go close to 500 grand. So
yeah, but like
probably be worth it.
Well, he's similar to Maloney in the fact that he's one of those guys where you could bring him in and he should score well for four weeks or so and make a fair decent amount of cash. But it's whether or not you need him in your team at this time. It depends on being a hooker. Everyone's already got a few hookers ahead of him. So if you bring him in, you basically bring him in for a short-term cash and money boost.
Yeah.
Cash and money? Yeah, cash money. Yeah, you're not really bringing him in long-term. You'll have to probably trade him out when Pete comes back because then his minutes will drop a lot. So
just return.
It depends on how your team's going. I probably wouldn't rush to bring him in.
Yeah. If he had 8 weeks, it'd be much more.
Yeah, exactly. 4 weeks is that level of... By the time he gets enough score to kick off some price rises, then he'll be back on the bench and you'll have to trade him out.
Yep. So that's Mitch Rein.
Yep.
Oh, possible buy, possible not buy.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't.
All right. It depends how desperate you are. If you got...
if you've got a spot on your reserves and you want to get rid of someone who's not playing or like a Croker style player who's not scoring enough, go for it. But I think people have got plenty of other problems to deal with.
JT. Alrighty. Who are we going there? Oh, speaking of JT, I'm going to tip the Cowboys. I'm
going to go with the Titans on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ryan James is back in. I think they're forwards and Arrow.
He does provide a whole lot of...
So good forward battles in that one, though, with James
solidness.
and Arrow and Taumololo and Cohen Hess.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh, sorry, too go away.
No, I should not that interested.
Fair enough. Okay.
Let's move on to the...
Parramatta Spuds and the Manly Sea Eagles.
Yeah, I like a good game at ANZ, but not one that's Parramatta.
Yeah, Parramatta. Jared Haynes back. And Will Smith and Takarangi and
He's
Gower.
so excited, man.
I'm trying to get excited for some people. I don't know why it would be. French is out. Ava'a's out. Maroa's out. Bo Scott's out. Evan starts at front row forward and Penny Terapo moves to lock.
a lot of changes there. I know some players are returning, but
Yeah.
it seems like
Brad Arthur is polishing a turd.
He's trying to do something, but you're right.
Yeah. Well, he's just shifting guys around, filling gaps, and
Yeah.
I don't know that it changes the way they're going to play. They still have
No.
Norman and Moses, who are horribly out of form in the halves.
Yeah, they were two of the bottom scorers last week.
So-
Gutherson had a successful
He was a
return.
shining light in the team,
Yeah, I think he did it right.
but he's still
40.
not fantasy.
Not a
option at the moment.
647k with break even 46. Couldn't spark him enough. I don't know what to say about Parramatta.
No, I wouldn't say much. They're pretty crap, and I wouldn't be looking at any of their players
Yeah.
at all.
Kaiser Pritchard, top score with 57, got like 66 tackles or something massive,
Not going to happen every week.
but he's a bit inconsistent. I talked a little bit about Terapo. He did quite well without Brown. He got 48 or something. Made a good 40k, 414k, break-even 5.
Nathan Brown's due back soon.
He's played, yeah, he is. But Terapo's played 50 minutes in the last 3 games, regardless of where he's played it from. So there's a possibility he's still got a bit of money to make if he keeps posting 40s. But
He's not a guy I could bring into my team.
I
Though.
don't want.
I couldn't bring in any of those Parramatta players and be happy about it.
I barely want to watch Parramatta, let alone bring a Parramatta player in. So
yeah, don't bother with him. It causes you too much heartache.
okay, cool. Let's move on to another team.
Manly, after a horrible defeat, are unchanged.
There's a lot of fantasy favourites here that did still quite well last week.
Still scored well.
I'll just run through a couple of them. Appy got 64. He's averaging 55. He's the second best hooker and the third best in the halves at the moment. So that's well done, Appy. That was in 66 minutes. So you got a amount of tackles, 58 tackles. Gerbo got a heap of tackles as well, 58, and he got 60. He's ranked number 1 in the second row forwards, averaging 55. Turbo got 54 last week. Heap of tackle busts, heap of meters. He's averaging, what did I say? 52. He's averaging 52, and he is the second best wing fullback behind Ponga. Tapau got 51. 3 tackle busts, a few offloads. He's ranked 3rd in the front row forwards behind Arrow.
Sorry, keep going.
Arrow and Fafita. DCE got 47.
Yep.
He's ranked 1st in the halves and 2nd overall.
Yeah, those guys, they're all solid options because they score pretty well whether the team does well or whether they don't.
That was my point, even when they're losing.
So you could do worse than those guys.
And I think you want to at least have 2 of those guys in your team at the moment, if not more. And the other player from Manly I want to talk about was Gazetsky.
Yeah, Jack Gajewski played pretty well.
I thought
80 minutes.
Quite involved.
On the edge. Came out of the line a few times to try and put hits on, which resulted in some missed tackles. But other than that, I mean, he's fairly solid and he looked pretty good in a pretty average team.
31 tackles, tackle bust 90 metres. So he's 291k, break even 5. Going to get that 80-minute roll.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy to say.
He's a trade-in. He's an easy option. I mean, I brought him in last week. He's an easy option to bring in for any of those cash cows that you had that are sort of didn't really perform, maxed out. Your Crocus, your Deweys, your Liggy Sows, if you still got them.
I think 36 is probably what he's going to average. He scores 36.
Yeah, I don't see him scoring a lot. So if you've got space, you'd want to have him probably in the interchange.
Yeah.
But he might be able to put up the odd score. He doesn't look like a big tackle buster.
No.
So he'll get a lot of his points in just base.
Yeah.
So,
but there's some money to be made.
Yeah, he'll make some money. Long-term investment, that guy.
Going Manly.
Yeah, I can't see the Parramatta.
I do like Bragg Takarangi back, but I want him to play in the second row.
Yeah, he's not going to be.
No. All right, last game.
Sharks. Panthers, yeah. So Sharks have got Seguiaro's in, Sorensen's in on the bench, Ramian's in at centre, Paul Gallen's out injured, Graham's out injured, Hodkinson's dropped. So Kate Wells starts second row, Paulo starts at lock, Moylan moves to half, and Dugan starts at full back.
Well, a lot of changes again for another crap team.
Yeah.
obviously the big.
They don't know how to figure out how to set up the team yet.
Yeah, so the spine changing and the front and the forward pack decimated last week. But they've named a few of them. But.
There's still some injury questions on Feeder and Luke Lewis with fitness tests and stuff, but they're playing fairly late in the round. Well, they're playing last in the round, so I mean, you won't know until the last minute whether those guys are in or out.
So you got for Feeder?
I have for Feeder.
Are you going to hold him, aren't
you? Yeah, you're going to hold for Feeder. I mean, he's a gun,
Yep.
and he's not going to be out long if he misses this game. I don't even know that he'll miss this game. By the sounds of it, his knee injury isn't really anything. So
just something that he's been
He doesn't have a PCL or something, apparently.
So
it's not new.
I'd be worried that it's going to re-injure it. But
no, I think he's fine. He's fine.
He was going to bust out a massive score last week and until half-time.
Yeah, so they've got some guys on the bench to cover in case and some other reserves, but I don't see any of them as trading options.
Nah.
The only big winners in the forward pack here look like Paulo at lock.
Yeah.
He'll pick up some Gallen minutes. And Capewell on the edge. But, I mean, Capewell's one of those
so what was
Mitch Orbison style where he ends up playing all over the place.
So Wade Graham got a hammy?
Yeah, Wade Graham's a hammy. I think it's only 2 weeks.
Okay, so... Because I remember Capewell getting that 100.
Yeah, they're all like really short term injuries, so I wouldn't look at trading anyone in based on the injuries.
Kurt Dillon.
Kurt Dillon, he played last week. Didn't look great when he came off the bench. Made some errors straight away.
I was told to keep my eye on him.
Yeah, well, that's why you have a look at these guys first and then see how they go. He didn't go well. He played a lot of minutes, but he had quite a few errors But the Sharks team were very poor.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Give him another week to watch.
The problem with him, though, is he's still only on the bench, even with all these injury concerns.
Yeah.
I just don't see him getting enough minutes long term to make it worthwhile. There's plenty of other better options that are around that price.
So we're not. So don't look at any Sharks players.
Yeah, I wouldn't be looking at them too
hard.
Spine,
I don't know if that's going to be any better with.
Seguiaro's back in, so Brayley will again won't play his 80 minutes, but I'm not excited about the Sharks at all.
No.
They look like they just lack direction.
Don't enjoy watching them play. Panthers.
But Josh Mansell is out injured. And Harawira and Naira shifts to the centres with Isaiah Yeo going to the second row, which is whatever.
Yeo's a better defender, so... Maybe they just, because they play next to each other, maybe they just switch when they're attacking and defending.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
doesn't matter.
I don't know if but they might switch that back around or whatever.
Yeah, James Maloney going really good against his old team this week. So, his old team, not his old team, or old team.
Yeah, well. The way the Sharks are going, I'd be pretty excited about Maloney's chances of putting up another big score.
Yep. So James Fisher-Harris and Kikau last week were a bit below average. They had really good first halves, but then in the second half when the ball got moved around a fair bit, they didn't have to do too much.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too worried there.
No. I'll keep ticking along.
Anyone else from the Panthers that we need to talk about?
Nah, obviously Christian Crichton's get a bit more job security with Mansour out.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to shift over to
which side,
the left, or who's going to be on the right, but I don't think it really matters. He's not he's playing well, but he's not really getting the tries that you want a winger to get to pump his score up. So if you got him, hold him. If you don't,
still better than Reece Robertson though, who's not playing at all.
Yeah, exactly right.
I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So not much to say. Kate Ellis came off the bench for them. Looked okay until he got put in the sin bin. But again, I don't think he was going to get many more minutes because it looked like when he went in the bin, Fisher-Harris was warming up to come back on.
Mm-hmm.
So he only looks like he's going to get 15, 20 at the most.
Down Panthers?
Yeah, definitely going to take the Panthers in this one. I think they'll smash them.
Yeah, good. Sounds good. Cool. That's it for ins and outs.
Cool. Mate. Okay, last week, Rayner's Reeves was pretty poor, telling people to save trades, and then I used 2 trades myself.
Everyone used 2 trades.
So it's been benched this week. So we'll just look ahead to our trades, I suppose.
Yep. are you looking at?
Personally, looking to get rid of Slade Griffin and Liggy Sow, bringing in Jaden Stewart and DCE in the halves, just to strengthen my halves a bit.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
It'll take all the cash I have though, so I'll have nothing in the bank.
Well, I did that last week, like prior to Manly playing. I was like after Thurston had played and all my other halves, it's like, oh, I've had enough. I hate my halves. I'm going to trade. I got DCE last week, so I'm
hoping he has a big game against Power as well.
You would think there's every chance to anyway. And so this week I'll be looking to get rid of Thurston. I'm thinking of upgrade. Just in time. I gave him every opportunity. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. So you'll bust out at 90.
Yes. And obviously I'm looking at Ryan Matterson for my halves, which is a decent upgrade, I would imagine.
Yeah, he'll bust out at 25.
Better not. I don't want to be wrong about this. I may pack it in next week.
Well, there's the two options. People think he could be the Angus Crichton of this season.
Yeah.
And then there's people like me who just thinks he's not.
Okay.
And
okay.
We'll see. We'll see at the end. Or
so then I'll have to downgrade one of the other guys that have stopped making money now, and I'll look to pick up
like your Lodge or your Griffin or your
someone like that. Yeah.
Rock
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. Plenty of those guys around.
And either Sewer or Gajeski.
Yeah.
Like I like Gajeski's long term.
Well, he should have that position without Curtis Siren in there for the rest of the season if he plays well enough.
But you
got to worry about when Gillett comes back and whether Bennett's going to give him 80 minutes, which he doesn't look like he's going to.
That's the worry. So
you get 60 minutes out of Sewer
yeah.
at the most. And
I'll let you know in the comments. I'll let you know in the comments which way I go.
Both of them will probably average 30, 35 anyway.
Yeah, so it probably doesn't matter. But anyway, so that's what I'll be looking at this week. And just in time, because it looks like I've got some tough matchups.
Cool.
I play G-Train Army in our work comp, which is Linda. That's Luke's missus.
In our official competition, you mean?
She put me away in the semis last year, so there's some payback there. Anyway, we posted a pretty similar score last week too. So.
Yeah, it should be a solid matchup.
Should be good. Who you got?
I think I have Harold Holt.
Oh, so I don't need to look. Good.
Yeah, you don't need to check.
Okay.
I already sort of scoped it out.
So there's another win for you.
I'm hoping that with my team improving, with all these trades I'm burning, that keep the wins ticking over, keep the bid coming along.
What about? Oh, we've got a couple of tough ones in the.
In the viewers league. Yeah, we are in big trouble. Big trouble.
Yes, you got CK.
Yeah, Chris Kennedy, CK's Merchants.
He's going okay.
I think.
Let's not talk him up too much.
I'm ahead of him on overalls. I'm pretty sure. But
Twitter, so.
The last few weeks, I think he's put up bigger scores than I have, so I'm in a bit of danger there.
And I have the Scouts.
So you're in trouble.
There's another loss.
Yeah.
So Ryan Matterson will get me home, surely. I don't have Thurston, so I've got a good chance.
I think you'll both have Matterson. I think...
Lone Scout talking him up as well?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Oh, so what am I worried about?
Not that he's talking him up. I think he doesn't want to miss out in case he is the Crichton of this season.
Okay.
Whether or not, I think he's looking to rock out to Matterson, maybe.
Well, that's not a bad trade.
I could just be making this up. I'm not.
Sounds like you are.
I did read something that he said about Matterson.
Hey, I held my 9th spot and you dropped to 12th.
Points difference doesn't really matter. Differentials. It's not where you are at the start of the season. It's where you are at the end of the season.
I'm getting interested in our viewers comp more than our work one now because it's just the same people in our work one going well. So. And plus it's a little bit tougher.
Seems that way, but it's only because we've had all the hard games.
They're all hard games.
They're all hard games.
All right then. Is that it?
Yeah. I don't think there's much more we need to talk about this week.
Next week, we probably won't be on next week. Anzac Day.
Yeah, Anzac Day sort of messing with the schedule a bit. So
yeah.
Stay tuned. If we're not on, we'll just post some stuff on Twitter, I suppose, or just comment the crap out of this video.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Just spam this with comments. And if we're not on next week, we'll definitely be on the week after.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
So enjoy your footy and
See you
next
in a
time.
little bit.